Di ko kailangan mabasa. We are live. At may delay. So, kamustahan tayo kung sino nandito sa loob ng room. Good evening, Imak. If you can turn on your, kung kaya nyo mag-turn on ng audio, Imak. And Jackson, magandang gabi. Good evening to you guys.
Good evening
Hello.
po.
Ayan. Thank you for joining us. Okay, excited na ba? Kakarating na ba ang balita? Ayan. Yan. So joining, masaya, di ba? So there's gonna be more people here tonight. So we're gonna wait for them to slowly trickle in. Early birds, di ba? Early birds get the worm.
I mean, it's still early. We have like 10 minutes before the scheduled
Correct.
start.
So today's kulitan day. Today, yeah, it's gonna be kulitan. Lalo na mamaya, kulitan masaya. Sabi ni Clea, he'll be joining us. Brian will be joining us today. So, more. Talagang sinadya talaga hindi panoorin lahat. Sabi ko, wag mo panoorin yung link para real-time yung reaction mo. Diba?
Yeah.
Diba? Do not preempt it. But, all of these materials, we've seen it over and over. It still strikes a chord. Diba? So, ganun siya ka-powerful, Imak. Kasi ilang beses ko na napanood ito, pero gumuguhit pa rin siya sa akin.
Ay, Imak.
Yan.
RJ, are we watching this like all in one
No,
go,
we're
or
actually
should we
watching
watch
it in all
it,
in one go.
one
No, we're watching
one
it all
by
in one go. Tapos isang...
All right.
RJ, you don't want to
do it like
and
one...
get a reaction. Yeah, I feel like
yeah, I kind of want to like...
Sige. Pero babantayan
one
ni
and then
Ian
stop
yun.
talk about it.
Ian will make it pantay. Sige, Ian will make it pantay.
Okay,
Yeah.
sige.
Like
Sige,
one
let's
and
go
then
with
just
Fred
pause it, then
tonight.
let's talk about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then the
really
second
like
one,
that.
and then let's talk about it. You know?
I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Who's
So
gonna
that we can get-
moderate that? Who's gonna moderate
Ako na.
that?
Ako na masaya.
RJ will moderate.
Kaya yan. Okay, this is exciting. Ayan, di ba? So we just, change things. The program, no, because that's the whole point. I mean, it's the whole point. Doesn't strike a chord as much as strikes, as an effect. So natin malaman kung gaano ka-powerful or gaano ka-effective.
Exactly.
Ito ba talagang ginawa natin? Di ba? Saka dapat real time.
So let's let it flow.
Hanggat fresh ang sugat, ganun ba dapat pinag-uusapan? Doon po sa mga manonood ngayon, okay, matakot kasi susugatan namin yung mga puso't damdamin ngayong araw na to. Mula sa mga pagsusuri ni Gideon sa research at sa direksyon at kagalingan ng creative powers ni Earl, yun, susugatan po namin. Susugatan talaga namin kayo. We will hurt you!
Mahapdi.
Mahapdi po ang nararamdaman. Ready na ba? Jackson, are you there? Ikaw, Imak, handa ka na bang masugatan, makaramdam ulit ng mga bagay na medyo parang akala ko ba get over ko na? And no, this is not about loving. This is not about the love life, no? Or cold Christmas. Diba ganon? Bri, are you there?
Yes.
So, mangyayari, there's gonna be kulitan after every segment. But it's gonna be wonderful. So please, humanda po lahat na nandito ngayon na maaga. Because you came in early, part kayo ng recitation mamaya. So I'll be asking you questions, I'll be asking your reactions, and I'll be putting you on the spotlight today while after every segment. Saya, di ba? Ganun talaga recitation. Sabi nga ganyan ng mga tao, uy, may recitation. Sabi ko, oo.
Don't make them leave the room.
Don't know, we won't. Okay. Tawa si Bryce. Bryce, i-ready mo na yung recitation mo sa Act 1. Naka-ready na si Brian. Wait, are you appearing as yourself or as your alter ego today? Tapos after every segment, si Clea merong spot number. Tama ba yon? Si Clea may spot number. Yung una, between Act 2, and between Act 2 and Act 3 and 4 pala, midway, di ba? Ang first production number ay Tala ni Clea. Tapos ang finale, Amacabogera. Okay? But the alter ego. Dapat iyan pala, hindi ko ni-playback. Nagre-resonate. Nagla-last song syndrome ako. Amacabogera. That's my 2021 jam. So okay, while we're waiting for others for Kulitan, I have a question. How are you ending your year? How's your year so far and how is it ending? Sige nga, tsikahin muna natin. Imak, ikaw. Imak, are you there? If you can turn on your mic.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yes. How has been your 2020 and how are you ending the year?
I think so far, despite the current condition that we are in, there's still a lot of things to do when it comes to the program itself on our stigma as well as our objectives and goals for the HIV program. So I think ending the year would be being able to reach out to them despite the current situation they're in. Yun
Okay,
lang
so
naman.
Yun yung sa profession mo, yung personal life, how's your, diba? So yeah,
Ano?
but you know, what's juicy is your personal life. Nagkita-chismis talaga, no? But you know, how's your personal life doing? How are you ending the year?
On the personal note, everything is good so far when it comes to the family and my personal life. So
okay.
Looking forward that they're still with me up to next year.
Okay, great. Diba? Sige, Bri, how's your 2021? Nagalagalagala ng topic talaga, hugot sa hangin. Brian, how was your 2021? How are you ending the year? How are you capping this year?
Oh my God. Hi. Wait, how am I capping this year? Trying to just think about spending more time with family, especially during Christmas. And the year has been good. Good relatively because I still miss going out into the world and spending time with friends face to face. But so far, pretty okay naman, I guess, for like a year. Parang we're trying to recap our year, diba, RJ?
Yes. Yeah, this is the finale for year.
But I do agree that there's still a lot of work to be done in the HIV advocacy, and I'm glad that you guys are doing this tonight. So, yun lang.
Okay, thank you, Bri. Oh, let's say hi, good evening to Doc John Pantilla from AFAO. Magandang gabi, Doc John. Same question. This is just chikahan. Apart from family and apart from work and advocacy, how are you ending 2021 in your personal life?
I'm ending it in Boracay.
Wow!
The question is, with whom?
With family.
Whom? Apart from family, with whom?
With family nga. With whom remains to be seen.
Okay. Sinong katabi sa Bora? Sabi ni Brian.
Yung kapatid ko tsaka yung nanay ko.
No, ikwento natin, di ba? You just showed the videos as well earlier to your mom. Ano sabi ng mom mo? Bitin.
Bitin. She said, isn't there more?
Wow.
Ma? BL series.
Exactly. She's so used to Korean novellas that she you know, and she said something like, bakit wala kasing the end? Sabi ko, ma, it's open-ended.
Let's say good evening also to one of our actors, Ina Bolivar. Hi, Ina. Magandang gabi.
Hello po.
Hey, Ina. Hello.
Ay, hindi mo pa napapanood, di ba, yung final cut? Ngayong gabi pa mo pa mapapanood din?
Nasilip ko po this morning. Kaso late na kasi talaga ako nagigising.
O, ayan. O, ngayong buong buo. But, you know,
Yes.
maybe during the whole course, di ba, please give your reactions and gano'n. For those people in the room, what's going to happen is that we'll do this one segment by segment for request ni Gideon at saka ni Earl. We'll do it per segment by segment. And then, let's talk about it. Quick lang. And then if you have reactions, feelings, or whatever, type it down on the chat room. Please murder the chat room. Okay, murder the chat room. We highly encourage you to murder that chat room. Okay? So I guess we won't show so I won't post na the whole link na lang sa Ian? I won't post the whole
what?
link na lang. Kasi I intend, di ba, supposedly we're gonna post the whole link?
Yes, kapag
In the
ano
chat
lang,
room.
mag-advise na lang yung mga audience kung nagkaka-problem sila sa para pwede natin silang i-assist.
Okay. We can send you the link. But we'll do it
yes,
segment
but
by
please
segment.
share the Facebook stream link, which I just posted.
Yes, please. Please, guys, for those in the room, please be so kind. Please share the Facebook link because we want more people to join us. Diba? Ito ay isang gabi ng pagmulat at pananakit. Pananakit talaga. We're gonna hurt you. No.
Si Papa Chen nandyan. Hi, Papa Chen.
Hello everyone. Good evening po.
Good evening. Yes.
Hurt with consent, sabi ni Brian.
Hurt with consent. Ilang beses ba natin hiningi yan, binigay sa iba? Hurt with consent. Okay, let's also say good evening to the other people in this room. Hello, good evening, J.O. Good evening, Maria Teresa. And good evening, Persus. Magandang gabi. Thank you for joining us. We're letting people in. Okay.
Evening.
Sige, magkulitan muna tayo. To also say good evening to Mark Reyes. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Is that Dr. Mark Reyes?
Yes.
Hi, Doc Mark, President of PAP. Welcome. So glad you're here.
If you could give us 10 more minutes, sige, people are coming in pala, trickling in. At least we can start in by 7:10. But for the meantime, let's chika na. So let's start an early chika. Okay, so we're blessed to have one of our actresses, one of our actors here tonight. We have Ina Azarcon Bolivar. Ina, if you can turn on your video, please.
Ay,
Sige,
naka-on
sa
po.
spotlight lang kita.
Sorry. Wait lang po, I'm just changing my background.
Bakit hindi ko
Kinakain ako nung...
Yan, I don't have spotlight capability.
Naka-on ako. Hello.
Hindi pala kasi nakasaside. Sorry.
Hi, Ina.
Hello po.
Okay, spotlight for everyone. Okay, I'm putting ourselves on the spotlight. Ina, if you would be so kind, no? Tell us naman, how has this experience been so far with regards to doing this project? Kamusta? How was it for you?
Actually, maraming realizations, especially when we were opening up. It's hard to admit to yourself na ikaw din mismo, no? Even if you're trying to say, no, I'm a very progressive person. Parang magugulat ka when you guys are talking. Parang, ay, ako din pala, no? Meron akong certain stigmas about others or myself. Na, because meron pang mga segments na may mga notes pa si Earl na, the goal is i-hurt mo siya, ha? So, alam mo yun, you had to dig so deep with the, for the dirtiest statements that you could find na
sige, lagay natin yung salarin dito. Isa spotlight ko ngayon. Ay, putting Direct Earl on spotlight as well. Direct Earl, ano naman daw ang ano na yun?
Oo. So, yun yung parang, pares kami, I think, when Dolly arrives later, parang ganun yung reactions namin na parang sabi ni Dolly na we were so scared to go to that place na, especially we're friends. So, you don't wanna, I was kind of scared to hurt my friend because, you're gonna be saying things na alam mong masasaktan sila. These are the things na parang nasistigmatize sila, tapos masasaktan sila. So, parang okay lang na ako yung ganunin. Although nakaka-hurt talaga pag sinasabi na sa'yo. Pero pag yung gagawin mo na siya sa iba.
Direct Earl, was that one of the exercises that you were doing for them? To be able to
So we
come up to create. Talagang ganun, no?
yes.
Sabi ko nga, no, so this is chismis time. Now, let's get down.
Yes.
So what happened behind the scenes while you were shooting and developing the material for this culmination? How was
All
it?
right.
What was it all about?
Yeah, so as Ina said, that was one of when we were creating some of the scenes. You know, when you create a scene, all right, it's already formed, but then you wanna draw something out of it. You know, you wanna polish it, you wanna draw emotions from it. So as a director, it was my role to really tell them, all right, this needs to be your intention. You really need to go for it. If you wanna hurt this, like imagine if you wanna hurt this person, how would you? So I did ask the actors to go to dark places sometimes in order for the rawness of the scene to come out. But I mean, it was done with properly. We processed it in the end as well. It was guided as well. I mean, it's also part of my role as director to make sure that
To
is
draw out
done
the truth,
properly.
no? From more
Yes.
of the portrayals,
Mm-hmm.
to draw from your own. But ito nga yung sabi
Yeah.
ni post ganina ni Brian sa chatroom, hurt with consent. Yun pala
Start
yun, di
with
ba? Hurt with
consent.
consent. But
Yeah.
ito ay hindi no biases, but because coming from that, the truth was really, and I believe, having seen this earlier, was really there. And I hope those who will be watching will also get to recognize that. No? Okay, so there. Okay, so more people checking in. Would like to say hello also to the other people who came in. Sir Mark Reyes, good evening. Sir Marius Pisanio, good evening. Timothy Valenzuela. Timothy was one of our instructors, right, kids? No?
Yes.
Tim? Hi, Tim. Sige, I'll put you on spotlight muna. Sige. Tim, are you there? If you can turn on your, can you turn on your audio? Tim, are you there?
Hello po.
No. Tim, hello. Galaw mo yung baso kung nandyan ka. Hindi, joke lang. Okay, galaw ang baso. No, I'm putting you on.
Hello.
Hello, Tim. Good evening. So I'm putting you
Good
also.
evening.
I'll pin you also. So this is just kwentuhan lang. Kwentuhan. How was the experience of being part of the research team naman for you?
It was an honor po talaga to contribute. I see this as a contribution to the cause, and it was an honor.
Ano naman ang journey mo dito so far?
Ayun po, I really got to collaborate with people I admire, Sir Gids, mga professors ko po, and gain insights po about stigma that yung una hindi ko po na-realize. Pero after going through the research, going through the interview process, the analysis, parang mas napalawak po yung kaalaman ko tungkol dito.
Sa proseso, ikaw naman bilang tao, paano ka naman tinablan neto, or how did this research results affect? Lagyan mo ganun yung mga tanong, no?
Ako po kasi yung main insight ko po talaga, kasi akala ko yung una enough na pag-usapan ng HIV, pero mas yung insight ko po is parang importante na mas malaman pa kung paano nagsisimula ang conversation about HIV. May mga bagay, yung sa findings po namin, mga standards na maaaring inhibit someone talking more about HIV to open more about HIV. So, importante po yun.
Okay, thank you very much, Tim. Ayan.
Thank you po.
Pasensya na, may recitation po ngayong gabi. Pasensya na. But this is exciting. I'd like to say good evening also to the other people who just got in. Oh, one of our other actors who is in the house. Good evening, Vitex. If you can turn on your microphone as well.
Yeah,
if you turn on your mic, pwede mo bang i-ano? I'll also pin you. There you go. Say good evening to all our online audience today. By text. Okay. Anyway, sige. What's going to happen tonight? Okay, let me just tell you what's going to happen tonight. There's only one. Okay. Sabi nila, may fan ka na dito, Vitex, from Brian. I love the video with Vitex. But pag natin i-preempt kung ano yung kwento mamaya. However, no, wag natin i-preempt. Si Brian naman i-preempt, di ba? Hindi, wag natin i-preempt para din sa lahat ng mga tao. What's going to happen is that we're going to be showing everyone a series of clips, no? The first one will be the sort of like the docu of how we created and why we created this MSB culminating performance. And then after which we'll be going through the actual series or the actual performances that were created from the themes from the actual research. Para dun sa kaalaman ng iba, yan pina-flash namin sa screen ngayon, ang My Stigma Ba project, this is a qualitative research study which was created or done by PLHIV, by AFAO, and by CAMP under the SKPA program to really say na, to answer talaga, pero ba talagang may stigma, lalo na pag pinag-uusapan natin ang HIV testing. Okay? And we're hopeful that you're able to be able to, get the message that we hope it would come across. What's going to happen also is that there's going to be 5 videos we'll be playing. Normally, we just play it one bagsakan. However, for tonight, we'd like to hear from you, everyone. We'd like to hear from you. We'll be playing it clip by clip or act by act. So there's going to be 5 acts. Don't worry, short lang naman siya, around 5 to 7 minutes per clip. However, pag-usapan natin after. This is the more exciting part because we have the creative team behind this. We also have the artists behind this. We also have the research team all gathered in this room. Okay? So ang mga katanungan, maaari nyo pong ang mga reactions, pwede nyo ilagay sa chat room habang nanonood. Importante po sa amin, it's really important for us to really get the pulse, to really feel, to really find out what you guys are feeling. Actually, yun talaga ang gusto namin talaga malaman. No? Gideon is excited about it. Early is excited about it. The people behind the My Stigma project are actually excited about how this is making all feel. Okay? So we'll go into segment by segment. Huwag po mahiyang magtanong, huwag po mahiyang mag-comment, huwag po mahiyang mag-react. Now, for the actual segments, if you have any concerns with the playback of the video, medyo mahina ang bandwidth, just please put your message sa chat room. We'll PM you the link, the YouTube link, kasi so that you can also watch it and then go back here for us dito sa room para sa ating banlaw session or sa ating usapan, diba? We'd like to say good evening to another one of our actors. Magandang gabi, Dolly. Dolly, you're there. Hello.
Hi po. Hello.
Hello. Magandang gabi. We'd also like to say, who's here? Doc Gia also is here.
Not yet. She's on the way.
She's on the way pa lang.
Yeah, she's on the way home, and then she said she's about to reach home and then catch up later. Doc Gia is one of our great one of my good friends and a great supporter and ally.
Sobrang number one ally. Sobrang ally, diba? Okay. So, without much further ado, we're actually, we'll play muna first the video docu of how we created this one.
Let's go.
Let's go. Ian, if you're ready, let's play the video docu. Guys, to better view it, please put your cameras, on speaker view. Mas okay siya. And you can also conserve bandwidth by turning off your videos.
Ano yung HIV sa pagkakaintindi niyo?
Sakit sa mga bakla, tsaka mga babaeng bayaran.
Sino po ang mga kailangan ipatest, tsaka sino hindi?
For me, no discrimination. Siguro more on kasi mataas ang cases natin sa mga call center agents. Siguro sila ang dapat i-test.
Sino po ang mga nakakakuha nito, tsaka sino yung hindi?
Kalimitan yung nakakakuha talaga yung mga LGBT, hilig sex na walang protection.
HIV is a virus you accumulated from blood transfusion or having sex with another infected person.
Anong gagawin mo kapag ang mahal mo sa buhay o kakilala mo nagka-HIV?
Kasi kung ako takot din kasi ako kung sakali. Kasi ang sabi nila once na kahit yung dugo lang, kahit hindi ka nakikipagtalik sa kanya, kung yung dugo niya may something na tumalisik sa'yo, ganun. Ako natatakot ako pagka ganun kasi syempre hindi natin aasahan, baka one day hindi natin alam meron na rin tayo.
Sa tingin mo may stigma or discrimination para sa mga taong may HIV?
Super, yes.
Bakit?
Kasi sa tingin nila kapag may HIV ka, mahahawa ka na, and then parang kadiri na, gano'n. Well, dapat hindi.
Hindi mo dapat pandirihan ng isang taong meron yan. Unawain mo na lang at insindihin mo, tulungan mo. Hindi yung idadaw mo siya.
May stigma ba?
May stigma
May
ba?
stigma ba?
May stigma ba?
May stigma ba? May stigma ba?
May stigma ba?
Yes, I'm Dr. Mike Merrigan, the Senior Technical Advisor for the Global Fund 3-year multi-country grant, the sustainability of HIV services for key populations in Asia, or as we say, the SKPA program.
My name is Ian Felix Alquiros. I'm the founder and executive director of Camp Pag-ayo Incorporated. I'm also the project manager of My Stigma Body Research Project.
I am Dr. Ronivin Garcia Pagtakan. You can just call me Vin or Dr. Vin. I am the founder and executive director of LoveYourself. Before we start doing interventions, we need to be able to do risk and needs assessment. So we would know what are the needs of the community. Do they like this? Will this program be effective? Or will this not work at all? Is this a need or is this just a program that the development workers do?
The MSB project aims to establish more appropriate context on stigma in the Philippines. All through the years, we have been using a Western standard in terms of the definition of stigma. This is important because we have to have something to anchor our future programs on stigma and discrimination reduction.
Well, research is very important because it's how we generate new knowledge. And I think although we know a lot about HIV, what transmits it, how to prevent HIV and how to treat HIV, there's still a lot of gaps in our knowledge. And those gaps are where the opportunities are for research. So AFAO and its consortium partners, governments and technical partners look to address human rights, stigma and discrimination, pilot new community-led models of service delivery, including for PrEP, HIV self-testing, community-based testing, and other innovative interventions which help overcome barriers and attract funding for community organizations and help obviously in the fight against HIV. The Philippines has a lot of data, including around stigma and discrimination. One of those important data sources is the Stigma Index, and that gives us indicators around the prevalence of stigma and different types of stigma and discrimination. However, that by itself is not sufficient in really understanding stigma and discrimination, how it manifests in people's daily lives and impacts on individuals seeking services, particularly HIV services.
Hi, my name is Gideon Bendishon. I'm the lead researcher for the project, and by training, I am a social psychology researcher. Well, I designed the research component of the MSB and I led the analysis. Ultimately, I think the goal of this and any HIV-related project is to limit the impact of HIV in the lives of people, whether that's by ensuring that people get the care they need in a timely manner so that HIV isn't able to do additional damage on the body, or by enabling people to receive the support and acceptance they need. So HIV doesn't have to be more than a medical condition. While I'm sure many people recognize HIV to be a medical condition, a dimension that is often overlooked is the social dimension. If you had dengue, for example, you would just go to the hospital, or maybe some people might struggle with finances of accessing medical care. But no one is thinking, oh my gosh, what will my neighbors think if they find out I have dengue? But with HIV, there's this whole dimension of worrying about what others will think about us if we get it, what others will think if we get tested. So mind you, not even if we test positive, just the act of getting tested, we worry about what other people will think if we get tested. And we worry about what others will think about us, even if we simply talk about it. So while all diseases have a social component, in HIV, it's particularly pronounced. Living fully isn't just about not being sick or not having symptoms, but it's about having an excellent quality of life, about being loved and accepted, about being able to choose what your life is going to be about, how you use the time given to you. And those are not possible or very difficult without a supportive social context.
So really, one of the challenges that I faced during this research project, for my part, my internet connection.
I got COVID last month
I couldn't conduct interviews, but the team was so flexible and Gids was so understanding.
I believe my interviewers, my team members were the ones that overcame. We had people who were personally impacted by the COVID pandemic themselves and their families. And in the midst of all of that, they kept doing their work. They kept being in communication. They, requested extensions of the deadlines, and of course we granted them. But it was coming from this place of love. Many years ago, a good friend of mine on his deathbed told me that he had just found out he had HIV, and he died 2 weeks later. You see, it's not enough that people find out their status. We must find out in a timely manner. And the timeliness of it is greatly affected by social components. What other people think, what we think other people will think, how we think the test or the test results will affect our reputation and our status in our communities.
Camera 1 rolling, camera 2 rolling.
My name is Earl Figueroa. I am the devising director and the creative pedagogy consultant of MSB.
The inspiration for the culminating activity actually comes from the research itself. So my practice or my involvement in the project is to devise a set of performances that will communicate the project and will mirror the project's contents into a set of performances. And that's what devising is all about.
And in terms of who should start the conversation, it's not that we don't want to talk. Both parents and children who are part of the community, it's not that they don't want to talk. They do. They want to reach out. It's just that they don't know how to. And knowing that, why are we so scared then? I think that's the most mind-blowing thing that has opened my mind to so many things. Then maybe it just takes the courage to start.
Ang laking part ng society sa stigma. Ang laking part ng kinabuhayan mo, kung saan ka lumaki, kung sino mga nakasalamuha mo. It's not really something na mapupuksa mo internally and on your own. Ang laking part ng community para sa pagbabagong magagawa natin.
Most of the time, we start with the stigma sa sarili natin. Meron tayong mga bagay na internalized na, and then minsan pinapataw lang natin siya sa ibang tao.
There's still so much to learn and unlearn din talaga how we were conditioned growing up.
It made me vulnerable and self-reflect on things.
We need a community. We need a community to rise above stigma.
So if we want to limit the impact of HIV on people, it's not just about limiting the impact on the body or on the biology of people. We've got to understand the interpersonal dimension of HIV so that we can limit the impact there as well, and hopefully enable people to live full lives, not just stamping out a virus.
Okay. So that was the video docu. However, we're about teaser pa lang po talaga yun. No? So at least you got an idea of why this project was conducted and how it was done. We heard from the people, and those people are in this room. Later on, we'll get to talk to them. But now let's jump una dun sa first act. Okay, the first act or act 1 of the culmination performances. Okay? Please, mag-react po kayo. Murder the chat room. We highly encourage you to murder the chat room, and then we'll talk about it immediately after the first act. Thank you. Ian, if you could be so kind.
Anak, saan ba kami nagkamali ng tatay mo, ha?
Baka magulpi ko pa yan eh.
Labag yan sa utos ng Diyos.
Okay lang naman yan siguro, basta huwag kang kahalata, ha?
You know what, pare? Ang ingay mong bakla eh.
Ate, alam mo, mahal pa rin kita kahit ganyan ka.
Alam ko siguro di ba, gabi-gabi iba yung jowa mo, ha?
Buti na lang ginusto ka pa rin.
Oh, okay lang yan, ha? Basta may mabuti kang trabaho.
Baka may Aida na yon.
Okay lang naman kahit isang gabi lang, ha? Isang gabi lang, ha?
Huwag kayo dyan! Nagkakalat kayo ng sakit!
Ano ba naman yan, anak? Ano na yung lahi natin ito?
Bakla pa rin.
Okay, with the first naman yung okay. Okay. Sabi ko nga, and I mentioned it a while ago, we'll be playing this by segments, and then we'd like to find out how are you feeling, how was your take on this, and then let's talk about how you're feeling. Kanina, first natin ngayon, how was it? Recitation class. Right, if you can turn on your camera, please. I'll pin you. If you can turn on your camera as well. Brian, are you there?
Oh, me? Sorry, I'm
Okay.
eating.
Yes.
But-
Okay lang. Sige.
Pero-
Eto, sige.
Pero in terms of like how I felt watching it, super tama yung comment kanina. It's very heartbreaking to watch it, and also very powerful. I think ito because so much of the video was about the power to self-determine and honor your truth, and it's so invalidating when everyone else is telling you that you are not who you are. Parang ganun. So it's very heartbreaking to watch.
Okay. Thank you very much, Brian. Alam mo, ipipin ko rin po yung mga salarin dito, no? I'm pinning, of course, Direct Earl, whether, okay, pinning you also. And then, of course, let's also have Vitex is here, no?
Yeah, Vitex is here.
Si Vitex. Okay, pinning Vitex as well. Vitex, ikaw, seeing this one now, how is it for you? What was how was it for you? Ayan.
Actually, hindi ko po in-expect na ganun yung magiging result niya. And actually, hindi ko rin in-expect na ganun yung magiging way nung processing ko dun sa mismong concept. Kasi parang, nung nandun, wala sa idea ko yung iiyak-iyak, ganun-ganon. Parang, sige, tanggapin ko lang, internalize ko lang yung mga sinasabi. Kasi parang, personally, parang, hindi ako basta-basta natitinag ng mga words, ng mga ganun na mga sinasabi, ganun. Pero, I think nung nandun na sa moment, tapos parang bigla na lang nag-click, parang natanggal yung shield ko, yung barrier ko, and then I became too vulnerable sa mga sinasabi nila. Tapos ayun, hanggang sa nawala nata ako ng sa sarili ko, nakalimutan ko yung identity ko. So parang ayun, bigla na lang akong umiyak, ganon. Hanggang sa, ayun, I mean, totoo siya, yung minsan nakala mo yung mga stigma, hindi ka na naapektuhan.
Congratulations daw, Vitex, for a very convincing and very valid story. Okay, at dahil dyan, ipipin ko si Ima.
Go, Ima. Hello po, Doc. Good evening po. Ima is one of our counselors from the Department of Health.
How was it for you?
Looking into the video itself, first and foremost, I would like to commend the portrayal of Miss Vitex for a job well done together with the director itself. There's so much going on. It's all mixed emotions. Considering that as a person itself that trying to penetrate the society, of letting you be known to the society, but yet the people itself around that are very clustered of what they have, the level of their understanding of what they are on, only thing the manner of they understand you as a person. So ang galing po ng portrayal. I really love the emotions, the actors itself, the being able to yung parang totoong tao talaga na sila itself na being na kung ano talaga naririnig natin within the society, yun po yung naibigay nila dun sa video and the video clip that was presented earlier. So, thank you po.
Okay, thank you very much, Max. Again, telling you, from the director and from the researcher, our head researcher Gideon. Probably in brief lang doon sa mga hindi non-academics natin, no? How was it gleaned and why did you put it in this form, director?
So just to give you an idea, when we on day one, because in devising you really don't know what's gonna happen. So we just had from Gideon, we just received, okay, this is the theme. The theme is about how LGBT people, how their accomplishments and their identity are erased when it's about those kinds of quote unquote taboo topics, or when we go into those. So we really didn't know. We did not know how it was going to go. I just gave them a prompt, like how would you say show how your identity is being erased. So I just guided them through like specific points, and then it just it came out very beautifully. And what I wanna say, and what I wanna commend with them with is they're all the four actors, all of them, they allowed themselves to be vulnerable, and they really gave themselves to that scene. And so I think that's what made it, as you said, effective and real. So if you're gonna ask me, like, okay, how did you envision it this way, blah blah, I mean, we had an initial idea, but then it was just discovered when they started doing the stuff. And yeah, guided by Gideon's research, of course.
Yeah, Gids, can you give us like a simplified version naman for all our audience? ano ba ang lumabas dun sa research kaya ganito yung naging result, naging produkto ni Director? Ano yung pinaghugutan nila na material mula sa iyo?
Yeah, one of the most striking things we found in our research, and the research was we conducted interviews with LGBT persons from all over the Philippines. One of the recurring experiences was, bilang bakla, bilang bayot, bilang trans, hindi tayo tinatanggap ng ating society. Minsan tinatanggap tayo ng pamilya, pero may kondisyon. Tanggap kita, pero huwag mo kami ipahiya. Tanggap kita, pero huwag kang magkalat. Tanggap ka namin, pero huwag mo ipahalata. And you see, there's all these conditions for being accepted. And on top of that, syempre tayo, growing up in that kind of world, we don't know anything else. And so we start to kind of believe in this world. And then so we start to compensate. We try to look for ways to kailangan mag-achieve, kailangan maging may successful na trabaho, kailangan meron tayong natapos sa pag-aaral, kailangan meron tayong magandang relationship, kailangan kumikita tayo. All of these we feel we have to do because kung hindi natin gawin ito, hindi tayo kayang tanggapin. And I've watched this video many times and it's still impacting me because it's so truthful to the experience of LGBT persons in the Philippines. And for those of you whose hearts broke tonight, I want you to know that's from 5 minutes of hearing this. Imagine spending 20 years of your life hearing this. What would be the impact on you? So that's the take-home message I'd like you to think about for this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gids. Let's hear naman from the people, from our allies. Marius, you're there? Marius. Okay. I'll pin you, ha? Buds, you're there? Can turn on your audio. Ano ang reaction mo dito? Marius? Okay, wala. Okay, sige, unpin. Okay, sige. We'll be showing you more clips. Okay, there's more to come. Kung dito sa una pa lang may kurot, tingnan natin. Sabi natin, as promised, will hurt you more. Hindi galing, joke lang. No, but we're just hopeful that, this strikes a chord or resonates with you in one way or the other. Okay, Ian, please, if you'd be so kind to play the second one.
Kailangan ko nga pala magpatis. Pero di na nga pala ubra yung walk-in ngayon. Kailangan magpaskip. Ano ba yun? Wala nang weekends? Meron kaya sa iba? Uy, may bagong center. Okay kaya dito? Hala, baka naman it's kinda sus eh. Pero baka oks naman. Teka, balik. Free naman ata ako this Thursday. Check ko nga, wait. Yeah, pwede naman. Oo nga pala, makikipagkita nga pala ako kay Mama that day. Pwede naman siguro i-move? Sige. I'll just tell her we need to move it. Pero, shit, magtatanong yun. Wala ako sa mood mag-excuse. Si sir mo nang bako niyan. Ayoko na. Fine. Okay, bigyan na natin kay Mama yung Thursday. Okay, bang araw kaya? Let's see. Yan kasi pa-adventures pa eh. Oh, Wednesday might work. Kaso midweek. Teka, do I still have VLs? Shit. I'm out of VLs. Shoot, bakla kasi enga-enga, more nomo-nomo. Ubus tuloy tayo ng VLs. Ano na? Maybe sick leave. Okay. How do I book this again? It has to be approved by this woman. Diyos ko, magkakalat na naman to ng chismis about my SL. Okay, huwag na nga yan. Hassle naman. Baka naman di ko kailangan. No. Be a good boy. Be a good boy, okay? Check pa tayo sa ibang center. Okay? Check pa tayo sa ibang center. Ay, ito. Ay. Malapit siya kay ano. OMG, baka mamit ko si ano. Ay, naku. Ala, wag ano. Ano na lang sabihin ko, if ever. Pero, Tonta, ano ba? Sabog ka ba? Hindi talaga isipin mo right now. Nako. Bad idea. Image mo naman. Image mo. Ano ba? Stay away from temptation. Stay away from temptation. Okay? Okay, sige. Okay, maybe... okay, maybe this one muna. Okay, for now. I wonder if free si Vitex. Baka pwede niya ako samahan. Just in case. Hey, isn't this that center? Hala. Di ba dito yung nag-false positive si ano? Uy, gagi. Gagi, ito nga yung tigilan. Uy, pakaba naman. Wala, ba't umin? Next. Yan kasi, dapat talaga kasi sa susunod, okay? You know, if ever may susunod. Next month na nga lang. And we're back. Okay, that was the second video. Pag-usapan naman natin what this is all about. Sige, ipipin ko si Doc John Montilla from AFAO. Tapos, sige, we'll be asking people. Anyone who'd like to react, please turn on the reaction button muna. We'd like to say good evening to Iyo, to Ayo. He's also watching from via Facebook stream. Sana kung kakayanin, sana maka-join ka din dito kasi gusto naman malaman din ano experience mo bilang aktor. Okay, ito ang gusto ko actually itanong to mula dun sa mga tao. Gusto ko malaman na reaction mula doon sa mga taong nasa advokasya. Kasi ito ay, feeling ko ay malaking component with regards to, yung journey ng isang taong magpapa-HIV test. No? Tungkol saan ba ito, Doc John, itong video na ito? Sige, wala sa iyo.
Okay.
Pinag-usapan natin rumination ba yun?
Oo. Actually, ang mas makakapag-explain ng rumination ay...
Sige, pipin natin si Gideon din. Gids.
Si Gids.
Yan, nakapin ka na rin. Sige, kayong tatlo.
Pwedeng mag-ano yan.
Mag-explain.
Yes. Over the years of being a counselor myself, and you know, and of course, I'm a medical doctor by training. And every health professional and particularly counselors want their clients or patients to get tested as soon as possible. Kaya when I first watched this clip, it irked me. I'll be very honest. It irks me na bakit kasi hindi na lang gawin? Just do it, But then again, you realize why they don't do it at all. And that and because before we could only surmise why they would not get tested or they would not go to us, even if we offer ourselves to the people for come on, let's test now, they still won't do it. So now at least Earl said this took the longest to devise or form. And well, because my mom watched it this morning, watched the whole thing this morning, and she reacted to it. She said like, nakakainis kasi parang bakit patumpik-tumpik? Sabi ko sa kanya, because that is valid. And dahil may self-stigma, okay, and may stigma galing sa environment na kinalalagyan ng tao. Kaya sa sobrang dami niyang iniisip, hindi na rin siya nagpapatest. So, but this and I'm glad now that we have a basis now, and through the research that this phenomenon is really happening, and it's already we can somehow explain it, and somehow we can do something about it. So for the people here, our HIV counselors that are here, IMAC, okay, what we are proposing is for upgrading or upskilling you guys in HIV counseling in the near future to include how to help you yourself and your clients cope with stress. And we've talked about this with kids and how to include modules on rumination and how to deal with those things.
Okay, thank you very much, Doc John. But before we hear it straight from ano talaga yung material, yung nag-glean ni Gideon, the academic na from the research, gusto ko sana makarinig anong reaction naman. Sino ba, meron ba tayong counselors in the room right now? Pakiputaas ang kamay. Or meron ba tayong mga HIV counselors dito? Paki-raise ng hand, use your reaction button. Gusto naming marinig. Or kilala naman, magtuturo po kami, kilala po namin kayo, nayala kami magturo. Any counselors in the room? Wala ba? Parang silent audience tayo ngayon. Okay, J.O. there. J.O. I'll pin you, ha? Sige. What's your take on all of this, J.O., from the second video?
Yun, it just reminded me of my own journey din na parang I started becoming sexually active at the age or in 2012, and I only got to get tested 2015. So there's that 3-year gap, and I'm sure I can't remember what my exact thoughts were then, but I'm sure I went through the same process. And you were asking kanina, parang as a counselor, parang how do you respond to this, or how do you like siguro talk about things like this with your clients? Ako, naalala ko lang na when I was a little more active with counseling, the first thing I do when I learn that it's their first time to get tested, I really congratulate them for taking that first step, for taking up the courage na not finally to be here, to know about their status, to be more proactive with their sexual health. So parang parang you acknowledge the bravery of getting there. Parang yun yung una kong ginagawa, and then that's where we start with the process. So yun lang siguro. I think we have to acknowledge that, because everything parang from society and to yourself, it all it all affects a person's thoughts and bringing them to a certain point na get them finally tested. So ayun. Sorry if I'm not making much sense, pero yun lang, yun yung naisip ko the
Maraming
entire
salamat,
time.
J.O. Sige. But because it's nice because you share from experience from both yung nagpapatest and from a counselor's POV, no? So you've gone through, you were able to share from your personal experience yung both ends, no? Sabi ni Doc John sa chat room, we have data from the DOH that the average age of first sex for MSMs or men having sex with men happens at age 15, but the first HIV test happens at age 25. So may 10 taong lumipas. Okay, tanungin natin ano kaya yung mga nag-gleam ni Gideon mula sa research kaya siguro makakapagbigay dahilan dito sa 10 taong lumipas na ito. Gideon, what's the academic take on this?
Well, one of the things we did discover was this is a very shared experience that a lot of people undergo this period of thinking and thinking and thinking. We're worried about our future. We're worried about what other people will think about us. We're worried what will happen to us if people find out we got tested or if we test positive. And minsan nakakalimutan natin kasi iniisip natin itong video by itself. Pero ang ganda na sumunod siya dun sa unang video. Tandaan natin na this experience is not happening without a context. Nasa loob siya ng konteksto na for our whole lives, minamaliit tayo, sinasabing problema tayo, disappointment tayo. So of course, minsan ang feeling natin parang wala tayong kakampi, walang tutulong sa atin. At ang key message natin dito ay may tutulong, merong susuporta sa atin. So wag tayong matakot at wag tayong mahiya magpa-test kasi sa loob ng testing process, may tutulong sa atin.
Okay, thank you for that, Gideon. Now, we're moving on to the third act. Ian, if you be so kind to play the third act.
Pag nag-wish ka sa
Sabi nakakantahin mo yun
Josh, ay, kumpleto na naman pala kayo.
Yes,
Tita. Ano yan? Ay, Sleeping Beauty na naman, Josh. Ilang taon ka na?
Tita, favorite niya po kasi yan.
Sa true.
Sila nung ate niya nung bata.
Ma! Okay na!
Ang sungit-sungit. O siya, kung may kailangan kayo, ha? Nasa loob lang ako.
Sige,
Thank you, ma.
Tita.
Tita, pahinga po muna kayo dyan.
Yes po.
Kami na bahala dito.
Wow, favorite? Bakit nga ba favorite?
Sexual awakening ko kasi yun.
Virgin!
Sige, fast forward mo na doon. Fast forward mo na doon.
Ay, ayan! Tapos papasok si Prince Philip. Oh my God, tapos tinali siya ng mga gremlins. Tapos, bubusalan sa bibig. Oh my God, it's the mouse gag for me.
Ay nako, iba yung sa akin. Pause muna na. Ayan. Yung sa akin ang bet ko yung iniihian ng mga apa.
Golden shower!
Kadiri kayo, dahil.
Wow,
dumi nyo.
yes, patingin ng gallery.
Sige nga.
Hoy, dun sa video, nagre-receive lang ako.
Nagre-receive na yan.
Vanilla lang yun.
Ano gusto niyong pagkain?
Wala ma, okay kami.
Ay, tita, pizza.
Pizza. Okay, anong flavor?
Sausage po.
Okay, sausage. Josh, ikaw din gusto mo ng sausage?
Ay, tita, favorite namin yung tatlo.
Kayong tatlo, ha? Pinaglololoko niyo ko, ha? Kayong
Tita?
tatlo talaga.
Uy, tita, favorite
Masarap
talaga
naman
namin
talaga.
yun. Lalo pag cheesy-stuffed yung
Tita,
crust.
thank you po. Thank you. Thank you talaga, tita.
Gago ka, gets niyo yun.
Kuya ko, mo, virgin ka?
Ayoko kasing naririnig niyo yung mga ganong chika.
Ano? Bakit?
Iba kasi generation ni Ma.
Diyos ko, alam mo, mabait naman si tita. I mean, i-check mo lang.
Or chika na lang natin kay Tito.
Tito!
Hoy!
Tito!
Hoy!
Ay,
Tito!
Sige. Aber, paano ko sasabihin? Dad, sanay din ako sa putukan. With voice!
Perfect! Ganun yan!
Merienda muna kayo. Ang saya-saya niyo ah.
Ayan,
Sino
thank you,
yung
tita.
Dali na yan? Ha? Sino yung Dali? Dali na yung pangalan mo ngayon?
Ay, hindi ako tita si Dali.
Ay, sino yung Dali?
Ako yun, ma.
Ay, Dali na pangalan mo ngayon. Kailan pa?
Tita, nung high school pa po.
Hindi ko alam yun. Pero maganda. Maganda yung Dali.
Ganda.
Di ba?
Di ba? Di ba maganda?
Come here. You have,
Wala kayong inumin.
your paper.
Kuha lang
Come here.
Babalik ka.
Tita, upo kasi napupulo na po ako. Thank you, tita.
Oo, inyo. Tita, sorry pa tayo gutom tong dalawa.
Thank you, ma.
Diba? Gets naman yung tita na bakla ka.
Ichichika mo lang naman kasi.
Bakit ko kasi ikikwento?
Bakit yung kuya mo naman, di ba nag-uwi siya ng mga girlfriend niya dito?
Kasi yun normal.
Wow, normal. Sorry, Jesus.
Hindi, I mean, masanay kasi sila sa ganung eksena. Oh, bakit? Ikaw, sinabi mo sa mama mo na chumuchupa ka.
Bakit yung family ko nasa probinsya sila, tapos mag-isa lang ako sa apartment, so excused ako.
Ako nga nasabi ko agad kay mami. Tapos okay lang naman siya. Siya na raw bahala kay daddy. And dead man naman si daddy, so I think dead man na rin ako.
At saka nakakwento mo naman sa atin ngayon, di ba?
Iba naman kasi pag tayo lang.
Excuse mo na lang yan, Mars. Mama mo yan.
Naku, dapat gets niya na to.
Chika mo lang naman kasi kay tita, sabihin mo kay tita, ma, kasi po
Ano ko sisimulan yung topic?
Ang alin? Ano ichichika niyo sa akin?
Kay tita, parang hindi na malamig yung drink. Ako nakukuha ng ice.
Kakabili ko lang.
Ako na po maglalagay dun sa pincel.
Alam mo kung saan ha?
Apo, tapos sasamahan ako ni Vitex kasi naiihi siya.
Naiihi pala ako. Oo, naiihi.
Huwag kayo mag-away.
Tita, may sasabihin sa'yo si Dolly.
Dali pala, ha? Dali. Ano yan? Ay, si Prince Philip. I-play mo nga.
Okay. I am putting this time on the spotlight naman ang ating mga actors dito. No? Ina, I'm putting the spotlight on you and si Dolly as well. Teka lang. Spotlight ko lang. Sige, pag-usapan natin ito, exciting. Si Dolly ang ating award-winning actor kasi marami mapapanood mo siya paulit-ulit pa ngayong araw na ito. Ngayong gabing ito. Dolly, and you're there. Okay. Magandang gabi, Dolly. If you can turn on your camera for our audience to see. We're also streaming on Facebook and both on Camping's page and also my Stigma page. Magandang gabi, Dolly. Magandang gabi, Ina. Kamusta naman ang experience sa pagbuo at sa pag-arte, sa pagganap rather, sa act na ito? How was it for you?
Si Ina muna.
Sige, si Ina muna. Bilang mommy, si Ina, bilang ina.
Yeah. Actually, yung because I'm playing the mom, right? Pero I don't have children of my own yet. So hindi ko pa nararanasan 'yon. Very discovery sa akin, no, yung idea na actually the parents also want to talk about it. Before, syempre kasi meron kang parang barrier. Like if you always think your parents don't want to talk about it, so you're not gonna talk about it with them. But now I'm on the flip side. And at first I was trying to play it na parang, no, that's gross to me. Nanay ako, hindi ko. And then suddenly, while we were making it, parang, okay, she also wants to talk to her child. It's just that she doesn't know how to do it or hindi niya alam paano mag-reach out or there's a certain gap silang dalawa because I think they think they don't wanna talk. They think ayaw pag-usapan ng anak, and then on the end naman ni Dolly, ay ayaw ng mom ko pag-usapan yon. So, yun yung malaking discovery ko, playing the mom. Because I think we're always used to thinking na, ay hindi niya i-open up yon. Pero actually, parang curious naman sila. Hindi lang nila alam paano. So, yon. Ikaw naman, Dolly.
Okay, before we go to, maraming salamat, Ina. Before we go to Dolly, Vitex, bilang kaibigan were you in the same situation before, supporting a friend through those spaces before? Napagdaanan mo rin ba? Or can you relate to the experience?
Actually, very true to life experience yung ano. Kasi si Dolly,
Ay,
best
okay.
friend ko siya since grade 1. So, ganun na ganun yung relationship namin with our parents. Ako yung super open sa parents. Like parang hinayaan na talaga nila ako magpabaya. Charot. Tapos si Dolly yung parang kailangan kong tuyuin yung parents niya. Kasi parang ready naman yung parents niya, feeling ko gusto niya namang pag-usapan nila. Tapos si Dolly, more on si Dolly yung ayaw eh. Tapos pag may ipapaalam siya, ako pa yung gagawa nung way.
Pero bilang kaibigan, okay, na nasa ganung sitwasyon, okay, ano ba ang nararamdaman ng kaibigan pag ng kapwa ka ng kaibigan kapag ang isang kaibigan mo ay dumadaan sa ganung sitwasyon?
Ano ba, Dolly, charot.
You being that situation as well bilang kaibigan. And I think you were, that was a slice of your past. Diba?
Actually,
May a certain lightness.
May certain lightness. Sige, Dolly, magbukas ka na ng video, Dolly. Magkabulgaran na tayo ngayong
Nakabukas
gabing
po
to.
video ko.
Oo, sige. Sorry pala. Ako lang pala. Okay. Okay. Sige, pag-usapan natin kayo magkakaibigan. Kayo nasa eksena. Dolly, how was this for you?
Nakakaloka naman to Tito Boy.
Yes! Kaya nga to, banlaw session, di ba? May ganun talaga tayo. Ito yung showbiz aspect na ito, performance. Sige, kamusta Dolly sa'yo, yung performance na yon?
Lackluster. Charot, ano tawag dito? Ang proseso naman po kasi namin, nung binubuo kasi namin siya, sir, parang, ang may mga prompts na binibigay si Direct Earl. Sinasabi niya sa amin kung ano mangyayari, ang context. Parang, sorry for the term, ginadjakol pa namin siya sa utak namin. So parang when the time comes, is very me up to this day. Napapanood talaga siya. Oo, bakla. So parang when the time comes na chumika na si Direct Earl na, eto, gawin niyo to, something. Yung isang run lang siya, tapos nakabuo lang kami ng structure noon. So, sabi niya, kasi may mga pa-workshop siya where we create stories by using a word and then the next person another word, ganyan. May mga ganun siyang pagganap. So, trinanslate namin yung ganung energy na yun papunta sa creation ng performance. So, gumawa kami ng kwento. So, pinaprompt sa amin yun.
Ito ba ay kwento hango sa sariling totoong buhay ni Dolly?
Yun yung mangyayari doon. Yun yung pupulutan mo. Doon ka manggagaling para may masabi ka. So, in fairness naman, nasa key population naman din po kasi ako. Kung hindi nyo pa po alam, bakla ako. Hala! Bago!
I'm so surprised. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that, no? Thank you for being very honest and truthful for the vulnerability. Anyway, sabi lang ni Imac, no? Ito lang merong nag-comment, sabi ni Imac, Dolly is very me up to this day. Very you up to this day. Okay. Sige, maraming salamat mula sa ating Sige. Maraming salamat mula sa inyo. Meron pa tayong 2 more acts to go to this act 3 and then we'll just speed through the process na lang. Okay. So thank you very much, Ian. Thank you for all our actors sharing their point of views here. Ian, let's see the next act, Act 4.
Ano ba yan? Nakabihis ka na naman.
Yes, ma, we're going out.
We're going out. Saan punta mo?
Anywhere.
Anywhere. Galing-galing mo talaga dyan sa anywhere, somewhere. Yan yung kapangalan mo, no? Yung Joshua Garcia.
Si Joshua Garcia nga.
Si Daniel Padilla ba yan? Mag-ano sila dito?
They're partners.
Iba din tong Star Cinema, no?
Oo, iba nga rin talaga pa nag-explore na sila.
E paano yung kiss?
Kiss?
Marunong ako mag-kiss, Joshua. Wag mo nga ako. Ang tinatanong ko, paano ipapakita sa sinihan? Papakita ba nila doon?
As they should, ma. Of course, dapat pinapakita yun.
Madaming baklang manonood yan, no?
Hindi lang naman bakla, ma.
Ay, sama mo yung mga barkada mo, si Vitek, si Ayo.
Pwede naman din lang kami ni Eko.
Saan kayo manonood?
Trinoma, SM North, Fairview, anywhere, ma.
Anywhere. Alam mo, Joshua, magugulat na lang ako kaka-anywhere mo. Nasa Tugigaraw ka na.
About that, oh my God. Last week, nagpansol kami.
Sa Pansol sa...
Laguna.
Oo, Laguna. Oo. Kung saan mo kami dinala.
Yes, ma. Opo, doon. Ito yung may dalawang magandang pool.
Oo, alam mo ba, tahimik doon. Buti hindi kayo pinalayas. Kayong tatlo, pag magkakasama kayo, ang ingay-ingay nyo.
Nag-video okay lang naman kami ni Eko, ma.
Last week to.
Last week po.
Nung hindi ka umuwi.
Oh my God. So sorry.
Kaya pala hindi umuwi, ha? Joshua, ano ba? Matanda ka na, ha? Pero sana sinasabi mo sa amin kung saan yung point A at point B para hindi ako nagugulat kung saan ka napupunta.
Okay, daraitan.
Ano yun?
Mag-hiking kami.
Hiking? Ikaw? Joshua, hiking? Saan mo natututunan yung mga yan? Ilang araw kayo doon?
3 days lang, ma.
Anong ilang? Saan kayo matutulog?
10. May dalang tent si Eko.
Malaki ba yun?
Malaki siya, ma.
Kasya kayong lahat.
Kasya kaming dalawa.
Kasi yun yung first step.
Sige. Basta wag mo kalimutan, gumamit kayo ng ano, ha? Para hindi kayo nagkakasakit. Tsaka Joshua, wag mo kalimutan, pati sa likod ng tenga magpahid ka. Dapat pantay talaga yung pahid mo kasi kapag may nakapasok na lamok, magkakadengge kayo niyan. Bakit ka tumatawa?
Hindi may nagets ko.
Bakit ka tumatawa? Ha? Nauulol. Teka, Shopee ko yan. Tsaka lang.
Siguro, it's not just a negative perspective.
Dito na mga kaibigan mo.
Sorry, ang tagal kasi mag-discuss.
Naku, may dinaanan lang.
Saan na naman kayo pupunta, ha?
Bilisan mo, malilate na kami.
Anywhere.
Tita, hindi, may labas lang kami. Ito po pala, favorite mo yan.
Ayan ka na naman.
Yes.
Sukol.
Sige, mauna na kami. Thank you.
Ingat kayo, ha?
Ayan. Tita, iuwi din namin to. Bye.
Hindi na.
Yes.
Joke lang. Dad, join ka naman sa susunod, ha?
Okay, sige, pag-usapan natin. So, mukhang interesting to, no? As ipipin ko ang spotlight kay Gideon, ating lead researcher, tsaka kay, nandito pa ba si ano? Nandito pa ba si, parang I think may connection issues si, connectivity problem si Direct Earl. Anyway, Gideon, tama ba yung nakita ko? Parang may pangatlong tao doon sa kwarto. Parang iba ang POV. What was that all about and what's it from the research?
Yeah, one of the things we noticed, although we can't tell you the exact statistics of it, but one of the things we noticed was it somehow seemed to be easier for the mothers to be talking to their children about certain sensitive topics. And sometimes fathers, mukhang minsan mas nahihirapan. And one of the things that really struck me was what Ina said earlier when we were interviewing her. Sabi niya, minsan kasi akala natin yung magulang natin ayaw tayong kausapin about certain topics. And minsan ganun din yung pananaw ng magulang. Akala nila yung anak hindi komportable na pag-usapan ang certain topics. So, kaya nakita natin doon sa pangatlong video na parang hirap na hirap kasi naghihintayan, alanganin, tapos yung katulad nga ng tinatanong ni Dolly, ito ba yung tamang oras? Kailan ba yung tamang oras para pag-usapan ang isang bagay? Tapos minsan, pinoproblema din natin, ano ba yung tamang sabihin? Ano ba dapat sabihin? Ang ganda nitong video na itong fourth video kasi pinapakita, wag nating hintayin yung tamang oras, wag nating hintayin na practice na natin kung ano yung tamang sabihin. Kung mahal natin, simulan natin, pag-usapan natin. Minsan hindi natin alam, the chance will go away. I had the experience, one of my very close friends, on his deathbed. That's when he told me that he had HIV. And 2 weeks later, he passed away. We never had the chance to have serious conversations. I had so many chances in my life where we could have talked about HIV and never had that chance simply because I waited. So pag-usapan natin.
Maraming salamat, Gideon. Sige, dito tayo sa last video. Any reaction from the audience? Meron bang gusto mag-react from the audience? Please. Tama ba? Please show a reaction button. Are you still alive? Still okay? Paki-press lang po thumbs up lang muna sa inyong mga screen, please. We just like to find out, sana po ba are you still there? Our online audience? Okay, Imak is still there. Brian, Dolly, okay. Still good. Everyone's still here. Okay, let's go straight na to that. Tapusin na natin to. Let's look at the last video. Okay. Tapos mag-usap pa tayo after. Okay.
Someone wanted to react.
May question yata.
Meron po bang gusto mag-react? Sir Alan, you wanted to react a while ago?
Sir Alan?
Meron po ba?
Napa-respond na po.
Okay. Meron po bang gusto mag-react from the audience? Bukas lang ang camera. I can see you, all of you. Meron po ba? Okay, with that, wala muna. Going once, going twice. Okay, moving on to the last video. Sige.
Dali yung mga dogs!
Pepper, babe. Hindi ka kakagatin yan. Palagi ka naman dito. Upo ka muna.
Ay, tita, bago ko makalimutan. I have something for you. Favorite mo yan.
Snacks na naman to.
Ayan, deserve ni Christy Fermin. Pakialamera yan.
Bibigandang hari na yung pangalan niya ngayon. No, kilala mo ba yan?
Yes naman, tita.
Hindi, yung pangalan niya dati, yung totoo niyang pangalan, Rustom Padilla.
Ay, crush ko yan dati, tita. Lalo din sa mga action movies niya sa Cinema One. Super hot niya.
Ay, kaso bakla pala, no?
Ay, hindi na, tita. Babae na si Bibigandang Hari.
Naoperahan na siya?
Di ko sure, pero babae pa rin naman siya kahit hindi pa operada.
Paano naging babae yun? Bakla yan.
Hindi nga, tita. Basta ang naabutan mo, di ba si Rustom Padilla? Lalaki pa siya noon. Tapos, nung tumagal, na-feel niya na babae siya, si Bibigandang Hari na siya. Ayun.
Ano yun? Na-feel niya lang. Ano yun?
Wait nga lang, may papanood na lang ako sa'yo, tita. Ayan! Pose! Favorite namin yan ni Dolly.
Pose.
Ayan, nakikita mo yung matangkad. Yan. Tapos yung kasama niya maganda kulot-kulot. Ayan, yan mga babae yan. Tapos yung iba dyan, bakla, lalaki, mga anak-anakan naman nila. Yes.
Yan, itong mga yan. Ano yan, sumasayaw?
Oo, tita. Perfect nga yan. Voging-voging ang tawag dyan.
Voging.
Yes.
Yang mga nagbo-voging. Babae yan.
Yes.
Babae na yan ngayon, pero bakla sila dati.
Hindi, tita. Ito, parang gets na nila nung una pa lang na babae na sila. Tapos, parang, basta nung bata sila, like, learned na nila na babae sila. Ganon. Wait nga lang. Ito, si Electra, yan.
Ayan,
Idol ko yan. Yung super, super glamorous na very tall.
Ganda mga damit niya. Hindi naman. Ay, pwede na.
Yun ang mga tita.
Oo, yan, yung Electra yung pangalan yan.
Babae yun siya.
Kailan dahilan. Ngayon, babae na yan kasi naoperahan na yan.
Yes, operada na siya. May part dyan na ipapakita na nagpa-opera na siya. Ganon.
Doon siya naging babae nung naoperahan na siya.
Hindi naman. Basta may episode dyan, makikita mo dyan, tita, na bata pa siya. Tapos, di niya gets kung babae siya, lalaki siya. Like, di niya masabi, gano'n, na babae ako, lalaki ako. Tapos, bihis lalaki pa siya noon. And then, tumagal. Doon niya na-realize na babae siya. Tapos, nag-identify na siya. Ayan, ganyan na siya ngayon. Nakabihis babae. And, ayun, woman na siya.
Yung puso niya, babae.
Ayan,
So,
tita.
puso
Yun
niya,
pala
babae
yun.
yan
Hindi ko
siya.
masabi kanina pa.
Yung mga yan, yung mga nagtatumbling, mga anak-anakan niya yan.
Opo.
Inampon niya. Inampon niya kasi gusto niya maging babae kasi kailangan may anak.
Hindi naman tita, hindi naman required. Pero, yeah, siguro, kaya niya inampon kasi gusto niya maging mother, you know naman.
Kasi pag babae, dapat talaga may anak, ano?
Hindi nga requirement yung magka-baby, tita. Oh, yes.
Ito yung nabili kong pantina. Tama ba to?
Tingin nga ako, anak conditioner ito.
Bakla mo. Alam mo ako na,
Tulungan mo,
tita,
tulungan
marami
mo.
akong ganyan. Bibigyan na lang kita.
Sige, nasan ba kayo pupunta? Alis na naman kayo.
Ay, tita, may libre to sa akin. May utang to sa akin.
Ano yung pinapanood mo kay Ma?
Post. Bet na bet niya nga eh. Tita, di ba, nabetan mo. Maraming intriga. Ayun. Anyway, tita, malilate na kami. We'll go ahead. Ayan, tara na.
Mag-ingat kayo, ha?
Yes. Ay, tita, tuloy-tuloy mo lang yan kasi maraming pasabog dyan.
Sige. Tumatumbling. Babae yan lahat.
I call you Roger, 'cause you're so hot. You got that spice, feels so nice.
Okay. Sige, pag-usapan natin to, masaya, no? It was the last act. Any reactors from our audience right now in this room? Sige, question and answer. Sige, by Texica, how's the conversation?
Ganun pala siya. Akala ko, ang ganda nung dating niya kasi nakakagigil din pala siya. Pati yung mga kabahay ko, nung nanonood sila, nanggigigil na sila. Ba't daw hindi ko nasuntukin yung nanay ni Don? Kasi parang may gustong ipunto si tita, tapos parang buti na nga lang daw may patience si ate mo, kaya hindi nagalit. Kasi parang gusto naman nila matutunan, pero parang ang hirap i-explain sa kanila kasi may may kinalakihan, may upbringing na sila, yung gano'n.
Sige, maraming salamat, Vitex. Sige, pakinggan natin mula kay Direct Earl. Sige, isipin ko ulit si Direct Earl. Sana okay na. Tsaka si Gideon. Direct Earl, how was it devising all of this? This last one?
This last one actually was the quickest one that was formed. And, I just asked, right off the bat, I knew that, okay this one should be between Vitex and Ina. I knew that was a decision early on. And then, okay, imagine watching something from TV and it's like, but the talk about this. And so that's what happened. They just ran with it. And it's basically their making. It was really impressive. It was formed before lunchtime, and then we just refined it after for the rest of the day, which was really great.
Okay, parang ang ganda nga ng ending natin sa lahat ng 5 acts. Gideon, what was saan to hinango mula sa ating research? Ano ba ang lumabas kaya ganito ang material ni Direct Earl?
Actually, this isn't specifically from any one point of the research data, but one of it's sort of like if you think about it more larger scale, na what is really needed, ano bang kailangan? We think that communication is all about talking. You have to tell people what you want them to hear, but a big part of communication is listening. And ang ganda ng sinabi ni Vitex na it's not just the parents who should be listening to us. Let's also listen to the people, because the people want to learn. But sometimes pag ginudge natin kaagad, titigil yung conversation.
Okay, okay. Sige. So maraming salamat, Gideon. Any reactors mula sa ating mga audience, no? Sa mga nanonood ngayon, sinong gusto pa by a raise of hands? Rog, are you there? Sige, mag-attend ano tayo. Recitation. Rog, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, so what's your take on the last vid?
I think
reaction
ko, well, medyo ano siya sa akin, no? In a family setting, sa akin ano siya eh, parang napaka-common niya na ganun. It's more like of a common culture, of a Filipino culture among our old folks. Well, hindi ko naman nila lahat, but based on my based sa upbringing ko, ganun talaga yung common culture.
Ganyan rin ba? Meron ba pagkakataon sa sarili mong buhay na may ganyang encounters? Lalo na ikaw bahagi ng advocacy at ikaw nagsasoji 101, di ba?
Oo. Meron pa din ganyan. Even though nasa na ako noon, even though I'm considering myself already as an educator, ang hirap pa din yun yung parang pinaka-ano ko before parang burden ko siya as an educator, na ang dali ko siyang gawin sa ibang tao, but in my own family, ang hirap niyang baliin, ang hirap niyang i-apply. Kasi kada pamilya, they have different meron silang kanya-kanyang values na ang hirap baliin, kumbaga, or ang hirap pasukin, na kung yung gusto mo silang i-empower, i-educate about certain issues like the SOGI, HIV or whatever, ang hirap nun baliin. But I think napakaganda nung pinakita nung hindi ako na masyado naging familiar dun sa name. But I think the approach of being patiently educating is somehow a really good point, no?
Yeah.
Dapat hindi talaga tayo susuko sa pag-i-educate.
Okay, maraming salamat, Rog. Okay, if you have any questions about the research, do not hesitate to email us at info@campincph.org. Again, that's info@campincph.org. Now, I won't keep everyone long, but I'll put them na lang here. I'll be pinning Doc John, and I'll also be pinning Direct Earl and Gideon for the last time. Ano ba ang mensahe ninyo kaya mula dito sa ating mga nanonood ngayon dito sa room at saka sa ating Facebook page with regards to the MSB? What is that parting word that you want to leave all our everyone right now? Probably I'll begin with Direct Earl.
You want me to start? Okay.
Yes,
so,
yes, surely. Parting words.
Yeah. So and this is something personal. What attracted me to the project was they wanted to use performances and art in order to spread the message of the research, and that's what drew me. Like, that's what really convinced me. Okay, I want to do this because I want to use what I know, what I can do in order to spread the message and also to educate more people. And I think moving forward, that's also one thing I want everyone in this room and everyone watching this stream should also try to do. I mean, we already made the research something that you can watch, something that you can easily digest and consume. So now it's up to us to really share it and let the message spread around so that more people can become aware of it and more people can learn from it. So that's my wish.
Okay, thank you very much, Direct Earl. Gids, as our lead researcher, anong parting words mo din sa mga nanood at doon sa mga nanonood sa atin sa live stream at doon sa tatangkilik ng actual research paper?
Well, first of all, thank you everybody for watching, because I really hear your passion and your commitment to make a difference in this issue. HIV is both a medical and a social issue. And while not all of us are doctors or medical research, so wala tayong magagawa dun sa research on the biomedical treatments. However, all of us are people, And all of us are part of the social, cultural fabric of the country. So all of us there is something we can do about the social dimension of HIV. Kung makikinig tayo, we can be a little less judgmental of people. Huwag tayo maghintayan. We start having conversations with the people we love about sex, about HIV. We can start to make a big difference where we are, and we can start that today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gids. And of course, last but never the least, Doc John Pontilla representing AFAO, yung proponent, isa po sa mga proponents talaga ng MSB project. Doc John, anong parting words?
Parting words. Well, number one, let me congratulate everyone. Everyone, as in when we were conceptualizing this, it was born out of a 3-day proposal writing assignment to Ian, to RJ, to Raj. I only gave them 3 days to come up with a concept. I remember it. It was a Friday, like today, and I expected the full proposal on a Monday. So it was that fast. Why? Because everything right now, we need to act fast. And it's because the more that we delay things, the more that we ruminate, it will get worse. So let me say this today. It is not the end of MSB. It is just the start. On December 14, we will be presenting MSB, a part of it, to the Regional Advisory Group of Asia Pacific on HIV in our meeting on December 14. Because our program director, Felicity Young, wants to present a part of the output and the research to our esteemed colleagues from the WHO, UN, and all the other partners within the Asia Pacific region. So that it will be happening. That will happen on December 14. Parting words. May stigma ba? Meron. Pero may magagawa.
Okay, maraming salamat, Doc John. Before I formally end this, sige, ito lang, personally, ito naman ay galing sa amin na mula sa mga bumuo ng MSB project. Lahat po ng aming audience ngayon na sa loob ng kwartong ito, bago po kayo umexit, pakisulat lamang po ang isang mensahe o isang salita na inyong take-home baon ninyo pag-uwi. Pakilagay na po sa chatroom. Alam ko medyo iba nahihiyang sumagot sa i-on-cam, pero please po, bago po tayo maghiwalay-hiwalay, can you please leave us a message of ano ang baon ninyo? Diba? Sabi ni Papa Chen, arts and culture is a very effective tool to educate and empower. Congrats, camp and partners. Start the conversations today. Yes, break the silence. Thank you very much, Papa Chen. Okay, please, those people, everyone in this room right now na lang po. Bago pa tayo maghiwalay, before I formally say good night and goodbye and happy weekend and Merry Christmas, gusto po namin malaman ano po ang baon ninyo ngayong mula sa gabing ito. Please, type away. I'll just go through your posts. Okay? Sabi ni Marius, power of information and education. Noriel says there is still work to be done. Padayon mga cultural and social health workers. Kaya natin ito, most definitely. Noriel, paano po yung iba? Gusto pa namin marinig ang inyong mga komento. No? Sige po, yung iba po.
Let's recognize Dr. Noriel Calaguas, who is one of our partners and actually is very much a part of MSB in that he was very much a part of our ethics board review panel. So thank you very much, Noy.
Maraming salamat. Sige, thank you very much, Doc Noriel. Maraming salamat po sa suporta at sa pagtulong dito. Sa wakas, pagkakadireksyon na ang mga programa natin. Okay. I'm glad to be part of this monumental project. And definitely, for those po watching from live streaming Facebook right now, this is the first, right, Doc John, from the Asia Pacific region na merong study na ganito. Hindi lamang siya qualitative research, pero nagkaroon siya ng creative output na culmination performance. Okay, so with that, from all, sana mas marami pang mag-join sa Zero Stigma PH. Please, if you like copies of the video, we'll be uploading it on Facebook, but this time we'll be putting it out in segments. So in Act 1 to 5 will be uploaded as separate acts. Paano nyo hahanapin sa YouTube? Don't worry, ipopost po namin. Please like and follow Camp Inc. na Facebook page at saka My Stigma ba Facebook page, because definitely the YouTube links or the videos will also be uploaded there. So with that, I would like to say thank you very much for joining us this evening. Maraming salamat mula sa mga tao dito sa loob ng aming Zoom room hanggang dun sa nanonood via streaming sa aming Facebook pages. Maraming salamat mula sa lahat ng mga tao na naging bahagi ng MSB Project. Taus-puso po ang aming pasasalamat sa inyo, sa inyong suporta. At sana'y ito ang maging importanteng simula para sa pag-ayos or sa pagsasagawa ng mas magaling pang at mas epektibo mga programa para sa HIV program. Maraming salamat. Have a great Friday night. Have a great weekend. Goodbye. Maraming salamat.
Thank you po.